I feel very glad to introduce our resource person, Dr. B.A. Venmadimaran sir. He did BSc and MSc Zoology degree from the American College, Madurai. He did MPhil in Marine Biology at Annamalai University, Chidambaram. He received his PhD from Hiroshima University at Japan. Then he continues his research on parasitology, microbiology, environmental biology, and ecology. He did also postdoctoral fellow in same university during 2018 to 2011. He worked as scientist at Korea Institute of Ocean Science and Technology from 2011 to 2014. Then he joined as research professor at Kwangkuk National University at South Korea from 2014 to 2017. He has published more than 18 research papers in national and international reputed journals and 4 book chapters in printed publications. He has produced 4 PhD scholars and 1 postdoctoral fellow under his guidance. He has delivered several lectures in several parts of the world, including Thailand, Japan, Singapore, Korea, Norway, and Germany. Now he is working as associate professor at Borneo Marine Research Institute at the University of Malaysia. His main responsibility now he works as associate professor at Borneo Marine Research Institute at the University of Malaysia. His main responsibility to study on biodiversity and ecology of jellyfishes in Malaysia with focus on deadly and harmful jellyfish. Thank you.
Hello, good morning. Good morning to all of you. Very nice to meet you. It's my great privilege to talk about the impact of COVID-19 on environment to all. My name is Venmadimaran. I completed my PhD in Hiroshima University in Japan, and I studied in Madurai American College and also the CAs in Marine Biology, Annamalai University. And after that, I went to Japan. From Japan, I went to Korea. I worked in Korea for 6 years and in Japan for 10 years. And then I moved to Malaysia. So I have the East Asian countries experience, that is Japan and Korea, and right now in Malaysia. So right now I'm working as associate professor at University Malaysia Sabah, which is located at Kota Kinabalu, Malaysia. This is east part of the Malaysia, where this place is called as Borneo Island. Borneo Island, right? In Borneo Island, this is having like this island is having 3 countries. One is Indonesia, another one is Malaysia, and then Brunei. So 3 countries are sharing the border in this island, such a big island, this one. So I'm working in the Marine Research Institute. Okay, this is about the coronavirus. So the COVID-19, which is the infectious disease caused by the most recently discovered coronavirus. This new virus and disease were unknown before the outbreak began in Wuhan, China in December 2019. This COVID-19 is now a pandemic affecting many countries globally. And you can see this is a diagram of coronavirus virion structure showing spikes that form a crown like the solar corona, and hence the name the coronavirus. You can see the spike proteins, and this creates more and more problems. So we are looking for the care, COVID care. So the practicing hand and respiratory hygiene is the most important thing at all times, and is the best way to protect others and yourself. So if possible, you have to maintain at least 1 meter distance between yourself and others. It is very important when you're standing by someone who is coughing or sneezing. Some infected persons may not be exhibiting symptoms or their symptoms, that is asymptomatic, the patients may be mild, or maintaining a physical distance with everyone is a good idea if you are in an area where COVID-19 is circulating. And people are questioning, is there any medicine or vaccine for this disease? While some Western traditional or home remedies may provide comfort and alleviate the symptoms of the mild COVID-19, there are no medicines that have been shown to prevent or cure the disease. The World Health Organization, WHO, does not recommend self-medication with any medicines, including antibiotics, as a prevention or cure for COVID-19. However, there are several ongoing clinical trials of both Western and traditional medicines. WHO is coordinating efforts to develop vaccines and medicines to prevent and treat COVID-19, and will continue to provide updated information as soon research results become available. So like this coronavirus, hope you all know that now many information are passing through the WhatsApp messages. The Spanish flu, it happened, here it is It is given the public notice. It is given in 1918, now the 7th, the old newspaper. So which shows wear a mask or go to jail. So you have to see this kind of slogan now also. It's very important. You have to wear the mask. Another pathetic thing is recently in Japan, the sumo wrestler at the age of 28, he died because of the coronavirus. This is really a pathetic situation. So it can affect any people. We have to be very, very careful. So that's why we are talking about the self quarantine, self isolation, and social distancing. So, what is that self quarantine? Which means restricting activities or separating people who are not ill, okay, themselves, but may have been exposed to COVID-19. So, the goal here is to prevent the spread of the disease at the time when people just develop some kind of symptoms. And isolation, which means separating people who are ill with symptoms of COVID-19 and may be infectious to prevent the spread of the disease. So the physical distancing means being physically apart. Who recommends keeping at least 1 meter distance from others? This is a general measure that everyone should take even if they are well with known exposure to COVID-19. The lockdown. India declared a coronavirus lockdown in March, restricting mobility for the country's 1.3 billion people. And we are talking about the environmental pollution. What is the impact here? So it refers to the introduction of the harmful pollutants into the environment. It has the hazardous materials, so which affect the world and on activities of living beings, so which needs to be protected. So this pollution, air pollution, water pollution, thermal pollution, sewage pollution, plastic pollution, all kind of pollution is coming from everywhere. So all this pollution needs to be controlled. That is what the human beings have to do. But what is the effect of this lockdown? That is the thing. So here we all live on the planet, which is only planet having environment, which is having air and water, two basic things to sustain the life. So without air and water, the earth would be like other planets. There is no man, no animals, no plants, etc. So the biosphere in which living beings have their sustenance as oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, argon, and water vapor. All these are well balanced to ensure and help a healthy growth of life in the animal world. This balance does not only help the life cycles of animals and plants, but also creates the sources of minerals and energies without which the human civilization of today could not be built. It is for this balance that the human life and other forms of existence have flourished on Earth for so many thousands of years. The Mother Nature. We have to protect the Mother Nature. Human beings often forget that we are largely dependent on Mother Nature and become ignorant towards taking care of it. We have been so reluctant to the preservation of natural resources and sustainable development that we had forgotten the beauty of the earth completely. The COVID-19 lockdown imposed throughout the world has struck a chord in every one of us, and it has made us thinking how nature is so important for our day-to-day living. So these improvements in nature have made us believe that the earth can be saved. It has made us see that our actions can very well impact the earth's sustainability. For breathing pure air to greener trees, spotting various wildlife into the cities, here are some important environmental changes that we have seen for the lockdown. So first, we need a clean water, that it is happening in Ganges River. So in Uttarakhand, the state, so the Uttarakhand State Environmental Protection and Pollution Control Board, they are telling clearly that the clean water, it is indicating that all parameters of water assessment at this place have significantly improved since the lockdown was put in place. That is a 34% reduction in the fecal coliform bacteria and 20% reduction in biochemical oxygen demand, that is BOD. So which is a very good sign. And also we have to maintain the pH. The pH also is very important for the drinking water. So everything has come down. So after testing this one, it becomes like a class A water. So before that it was in class B. Now the researchers and the government, they say it is in the class A water and which is fit for the drinking. So it may have completely happen because of the the sewage water and municipality water, all water which is the sewage which are not released into the river. You can see here the drainage of industrial waste into the river water has stopped and brought a significant change in the water quality. So here the major pollutant of the industrial and municipality water. That is a big problem here. You can see this is taken from the newspapers images. You can see the clean water of Ganges and the polluted one. And there is also a good sign that dolphins is spotted near Kolkata Ghats. It's a critically endangered one, and the South Asian river dolphins, also known as Ganges dolphins, have been spotted back in the Ganga River after 30 years. So, due to reduced pollution in water, the South Asian river dolphins have been spotted at various Ganga Ghats in Calcutta. So, this is a good sign. And next one is the flamingos. Record number of flamingos have gathered in Mumbai. The birds normally migrate to the area every year, but residents have reported that this year they have seen a massive increase in their numbers. So it is estimated that more than 150,000 birds have flocked into the city. So an increase of 25% according to BNHS. Deepak Apte is the director of the Bombay Naturalist Society. He says that the lockdown is giving these birds peace for roosting, no disturbance in their attempt to obtain food and overall increasing the habitat. It is really interesting. And we need to get the clean air. So the changes in the environment, the gas control, everything, the gas release in the gas, it needs to be controlled. So if it is controlled, our lungs can be protected. And human beings are acting like a virus, which is affecting the lungs of the earth. So the wind direction, everything is diverted due to the fuel gas of bikes and cars. Number of bikes or cars are traveling in. They're releasing a lot of gas. That gas, it is diverting the wind from one direction to another direction. So that is a question for the human beings living together in earth, or they are acting as a parasite. What they do. So recently the air quality index was checked. This is a standard one. You can see the green one, 0 to 50. If it is there, it is okay. The particulate matter, the nitrogen oxide, and ozone level, everything is given. So lockdown effect shows that Delhi is very good one, completely improved. In the capital of New Delhi, government data shows the average concentration of particulate matter 2.5 plunged by 71% in the space for a week. So it is very interesting to say that in India, many cities, many urban cities in North India especially, it is completely healing out. Even in Chennai, you can see. So New Delhi was ranked as the most polluted city in the world by WHO in May 2014. The usual air quality of India's national capital, according to the air quality index, used to be 200, and the pollution level hit at its peak, it soared to 900, and sometimes with the measurable scale. That's why it was ranked like that. While 200 itself is 25% above the unsafe level, as deemed by WHO. As Delhi's 11 million registered cars were taken off the roads and factories and construction were ground to a halt, everything made the AQI, that is the air quality index levels, have regularly fallen below 20. So suddenly you can see the skies have become a rare piercing blue color. Even the birds' song sing, you can see. They are singing songs. It's a rare scene. It looks very interesting. And we can see the beautiful ocean here. People are playing nicely. So what is the problem for the marine biodiversity? It's because of there is no problem in the riverside or the terrestrial land, and which is giving the good environment for the marine side. It is good for the future generation. If we take all biodiversity, we are stealing the future from the kids, children. We have to protect. So the global warming should not be happen. Carbon dioxide emission, ozone, everything need to be stopped. So these are all human-induced gases. We are releasing the gases. In this 2 month lockout, there is no transportation, no ship, no rails, bus, cars, nothing is there. So we can protect the marine biodiversity. And in also top play, you can see cigarette butts, grocery bags, are all top 10 items collected during the plastic pollution collection. Recently we are talking about the plastic pollution. So when they go to the beach area, we can collect plenty of things. A lot of plastic bags, beverage bottles, bottle caps, and paper bags. So many things are collected. It is led by cigarette butts. So we have to protect the marine biodiversity. So the air is the most important thing. Air purified. It shows that the API, that is air quality index or pollution index, it is reduced a lot. So in UK, Italy, and China, the air pollution index is becoming a good quality. And the Venice water traffic. The Venice is having a water canal where the boats and the ships will be going inside, sailing. So now there is no any traffic. So it shows very clean water, and we can say that nature is breathing nicely in this lockdown. And recently, you can see this is the Venice. You can see the canals. In this canal, people they say we are seeing the dolphin, many things like that. But this post, National Geographic posted that as the normally bustling canals of Venice became deserted at pandemic quarantines, viral viral social media posts claimed swans and dolphins were returning to the waters. It was not true. So people kind of the fake news, it is coming everywhere. You have to be very careful on that. So even for a short distance, people are taking a bike. It's not a good sign. People have to do a lot of exercise. Human beings are destroying the earth. So the environment, because of the environment, the nitrous oxide gas, which is changing the season in the environment. So this global warming gas and methane, etc. They're all called volatile organic chemicals, which are reflecting the sunlight to earth and causing global warming. And sea level rise, which is also causing the wind that's changing the direction. So these volatile organic chemicals, which is completely changing the monsoon. So in many places, many states, the monsoon at a particular season, the monsoon season, we can get the rain, everything is stopped. That is called the wind direction is stopped. Everything is moving to some other direction. So that's why we have to protect. We should not release the volatile organic chemicals into the environment, which will reflect for the good in environment. It will be very good for the future generations. And the evolutionary science which says that if there is no insects in the earth, in 4 years human being would die, because this honeybee colony, they pollinate 300 million flowers each day. So these bees, they pollinate fruits, nuts, and vegetables. These honeybees, they pollinate about 90% of the world's nutrition supply. So such an important animal, we have to protect each and everything. Insects, which are very important, but we have to protect. So but the human is destroying everything. So if human are destroyed, there is no problem for the earth. You have to be very happy. Okay. Human, they are depending on the earth. Earth is not depending on human beings. So the pollution, which is causing 8.3 million people every year for the death. So already they have this, because of the pollution, people are having a lot of disease. They are highly affected. And because of that, their life expectancy is going down in the world. So in a country in Africa, 7.2 years is reduced. In India, 3.2 years is reduced, the life expectancy. It is because of the environmental pollution. So you can see the olive redley turtle nesting recently during this lockdown period in Orissa. This nesting they saw that after 7 years, they saw in the daytime they started to do the nesting. It is not unusual, but they are looking after 7 years, but they are not directly correlating with the COVID-19 lockdown. But of course, because of the COVID-19 lockdown, there is no tourists. Tourists, they don't come here. In this season, tourists will come and look this nesting of these turtles, olive ridley turtles. But that is completely stopped. So because of that, these turtles, they can able to come now. The breeding season, it spreads from November to May, which includes the mating, nesting, and hatching. So each turtle can lay 100 to 160 eggs in an hour. So it is very interesting. And also we can talk about this ozone. Something strange happened on that Arctic area, Arctic zone this year with the hole developed in the ozone layer. So this commission's Copernicus satellite program tracked the unusual occurrence. But suddenly now they are showing that the hole is healed itself. So what is the ozone layer? It acts like a sunscreen for the Earth. Hope you all know that. It protects life from harmful ultraviolet radiation. The most famous ozone hole is the one that occurs annually in the Antarctic. So this satellite program, they describe the 2020 Arctic polar vortex, exceptionally strong and long-lived. The frigid low temperature in the stratosphere also played into the hole's formation. But once that polar vortex eased up, the hole was able to close. That is the thing we are talking. The ozone layer is healing like that. That is the one we are talking. So I can say that in conclusion, once nations come to grips with the coronavirus, better implementation of the environmental, transport, and industry regulations should be considered a priority. We have to go with the clear regulations. The detrimental impacts of human activity on the environment have to be controlled. So the international community, as it fights to regain an accepted normal, ought to take into consideration the enlightening results of this pandemic. So the environment is unexpectedly bounced back faster than we thought it could be. So it would be downright irresponsible to let that knowledge take a backseat once social distancing and nationwide lockdowns stop. So when the lockdowns are lifted and life returns to what it once was, so too will the pollution that clouds the skies and with the greenhouse gases that fuel global warming. So it can happen. It can happen easily. So we have to protect even after the lockdown. We have to be very careful. We have to do the social distancing. We should think about the environment. We have to love the environment and we have to protect everything. Thank you very much.